So I've been playing extensively with the SGX in Battlefield 6 and I absolutely maxed it out, and I've been having such a blast with it that I want to share my specific setup for this weapon with all of you that are playing Battlefield 6. And the nice thing about it is the SGX is the first SMG you get when you start playing the game. It's unlocked right from the rip, and damn does this thing absolutely shred people. It's an absolute monster. So here we have the basic factory SGX, and as most of you might know, there's 100 points total that you can spend to upgrade a weapon. Each specific attachment has a set number that it costs to use that. So most of the time you won't be able to put stuff on all the different slots. So the first thing that we're going to change out is the barrel. Now I went with the light barrel because this one gives you increased ADS accuracy while moving, which is very nice because you want to keep moving with this weapon, and it also enables the faster transition to ADS, which is very, very nice. The muzzle, we're going to go with the 30 cost suppressor here, which is the CQB suppressor, and it fully hides you in world spotting, and it reduces the range where a soldier is spotted on the minimap while firing, which is very nice. Next, we're going to go with the underbarrel. So the underbarrel, I chose to go with the hand stop. So this one doesn't cost a ton, but it does enable you to fire the weapon while you're actually full sprinting. So it is just absolutely fantastic. You can be barreling through buildings and just firing as you're running, which is really awesome. And yeah, you're going to see when you start using it, it feels a little bit weird to be able to shoot while sprinting, but it is an absolute beast. For the mag, now I was kind of flip-flopping between like the larger magazines and all that, but you know, this one is a nice middle ground, but it only offers 6 rounds extra for 5 extra points. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go with the fast reload magazine to save some of those points for the next one, which is the hollow points. So the hollow points, what they offer is still same penetration as the standard ammunition here, but as you can see in the bottom right here, it does increase the headshot damage multiplier by 0.16. So the base headshot damage multiplier is 1.34x, and then if we put the hollow points on here, it goes up to 1.5x. So instead of doing 33.5 damage to the head, you're doing 37.5 damage to the head, which doesn't sound like that big of an upgrade, but it really does help in the long run. Getting those headshots with higher damage, in my opinion, is probably the most powerful thing you can do with any attachment. So go ahead and equip that. And then I simply went with an optic of my choice here. So I went with the OSA 7. I really like the sight picture on this. It's very clean. There's not too much housing. The lens is quite large as well, as opposed to a lot of these other optics here. And considering I was using this thing in, you know, really close quarter engagements, I just opted for this sight. But even with that optic, if you're tap firing this thing at range, it absolutely shreds anybody. It is just like, I don't understand how this weapon is so good for being like a starter weapon, but I've just been using it and getting some incredible games. And then if you play Engineer with this specific weapon, or with any of the SMGs for that matter, the Engineer does have SMG proficiency, so it improves the hipfire control when using SMGs, which is a nice addition as well. Now, I can't remember the actual mastery level required to use this SGX setup, but I think it's pretty high up there because the hollow points you do unlock quite late into the progression of the weapon, and I want to say it's over 30 at least to be able to use the hollow points. But yeah, if you don't have that unlocked, the rest of this setup you can pretty much use early on. Maybe not the 30 cost suppressor. I think that's a later unlock as well. I wish it just told us, like, you could see the progression path later or after you've done unlocking everything to see which attachments unlock at which point. But I'll try to make note for future videos so everyone knows like what they need to level the weapon up to. But this thing shoots absolutely like crazy fast. It does 25 damage per shot. So in CQB engagements, you're dealing with enemies in 4 bullets with the high rate of fire. At longer ranges, tap firing this thing is laser accurate. Even sometimes just full autoing it at like medium-ish ranges, you're gonna just be melting people with that extra headshot damage multiplier. If you get a few headshots mixed in there, you know, you're reducing how many shots you need to actually kill an enemy, and it just feels absolutely fantastic. And the ADS time is like instantaneous. It is just crazy. And then you have the ability to just full auto the weapon while you're sprinting, which is crazy. Yeah, I can't overstate how much fun I've been having with the SGX and Battlefield 6 in general. It's been a blast just hopping on with the boys, you know, every night basically since the game released, or pretty much every day. I've been playing a lot. But yeah, the SGX, fantastic weapon. If you haven't tried it out, if you feel like it's not that great, just use it to its strengths in CQB engagements, and then once you start getting comfortable with that, start implementing longer range engagements, and I promise promise you will prosper. Now I'll leave you with a few highlight clips of me using this specific SGX build. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.